Yo, what is going on, guys? Digrex here, and today I'm coming at you with a brand new video. And today we are looking at Squesh, who is actually a subscriber of the channel, and he commented with this replay. He said, "This VOD, I think I played well. I had a mercy pocket, luckily, and had a decent team. I went 37 and 16. I feel like a lot of those deaths could have been prevented. Is there anything I could improve on?" He said he played Cast, Torb, and Tracer, and he mains Cast, Reaper, Torb. So he said he played some Tracer here, but he doesn't actually main Tracer. And if you guys want a chance to be coached, I'm a Masters player in all roles, and if you subscribe and leave a replay code, I will get to you and make a video on you. And yes, so we are taking a look at Squish. We have Junkertown. So something I like to say at the beginning of every round, make sure you know what the enemy team is running. Make sure you know what your team is running. I'm actually going to pull that up real quick. But you want to know what each team is running, because it's really going to dictate how you play. For example, on Junkertown, you want to know if they have a Widow. You want to scout and see if they have a Widow, because you will want to use cover and play a little more carefully if they do have Widow. Stuff like that. So you're going to want to let your tank go outdoor first. You're going to want to look and see what they got. So they have a Genji. And you do have a McCree, or you do have a Mercy Pocket. You said you have 16 deaths, which I feel like is kind of a lot. 37 elims is definitely solid, but 16 deaths seems like a lot, especially for somebody with a Mercy Pocket. Yeah, so this is fine. You're poking at their squishies. Pretty good target priority. You actually hit that nade on Genji. He's weak. One thing I also say, at nearly all ranks, he actually didn't put what rank he is. I'm going to assume this is a little bit low considering how this Genji just played. Something I say at all ranks that is really good: ping, 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 ping. If you're not going to calm, ping. I obviously can't tell if you're calming since this is a replay, but you are going to want to ping as much as you can. Pinging conveys so much information. It's basically wall hacks for your teammates who do not see the enemy you ping. I mean, it's crazy how much information is conveyed by the pings. Pinging is OP, definitely ping. Yeah, so right now everything is going fine. I mean, your team kind of just rolled them. You put down solid damage. Right here, I would say, you can see that a Hanzo is right here, and you stand completely still when you're shooting at the bat, especially when there's a Hanzo present. Like, you can do the whole stand still just to hit your shots thing, but when there's a Hanzo present, I would definitely not recommend that. So you're sped by Junker Queen. You're looking for this Hanzo. You're hunting for the Hanzo. Your Widow got picked by him. Yeah, that Hanzo found 2 kills. I mean, this isn't really your fault or anything like that. I would have once again called that out or pinged him, because it's important to know. Good kill on Winston. You might... Okay, she had a translocator. Yeah, I would go back and help the tank. I mean, so far you're playing well. We'll see when you start to die what is going on here, but this is not good. That is totally preventable. Yeah, never go AFK. I know you got the point. I don't know. You got the point. It's whatever, but especially in comp, just do not go AFK. There's no point. People can get free picks. That Sombra just probably got a free 20% to an EMP off that. I mean, that was just a free ult charge for her, so definitely don't do that. That first death was preventable. Oh god, your Mercy is trapped on the other side of the door. That is brutal. That is brutal. I definitely would have tried to get to the other side of the door. Yep. But it's whatever. They EMP anyway. Your team is wiped. So when you have a Mercy Pocket, especially when they have like Winston, like they have a lot that can go after your Mercy. They will Discord her, and Sombra and Winston will hunt her down. So you really just need to make sure that you're aware where your Mercy Pocket is. Like, I don't play Mercy often, but when I'm Mercy Pocketed, I know it's a pain in the ass for my Mercy when I abandon her. So you just gotta keep an eye on your Mercy, make sure she's doing okay. Putting shots into Winston is fine. Yeah, until he ults, and then good job going after Sombra. Good job going for the nade as well. I'm actually surprised it didn't stick with the super magnetic. I would not have dropped down here. because you do have Mercy helping you, and you give up a lot of space jumping down there. I know you're dealing with Sombra. Your team is just kind of going crazy. I mean, I assume you guys probably get rolled on offense. Because that's just how it'd be on Junkertown sometimes. Like, Junkertown is kind of coin flip map in my opinion. It can be pretty interesting. So your team crushes first and second point. Alright, your tank comes in and bails you a bit, although I would not have shot at the Orisa here. This little flank with a Mercy pocket is fine, although you can't overstay your welcome. So you come down the stairs here, you see the Orisa, and then you see somebody in here. With the Mercy damage boost right now, you will not kill an Orisa, but you can potentially kill a Squishy. I would have waited to make my presence known, until I had a shot on this person. But you shoot at the Orisa and you do catch her attention, and she kind of ends up pinning you in the corner. Luckily, your team kind of bails you out, and you do end up getting the kill on the Orisa anyway, but yeah, just a little target priority thing. I mean, your team is rolling. It's really hard for me to point out things you're doing wrong when your team is doing so well. Although I can say, when they have a Sombra, you can basically like exclusively save your nade for Sombra. Like the new Cassidy nade is insane for countering Sombra. So I would almost exclusively save the nade for when you see her, because I mean it will be good against Moira, but against the other people on their team, it just really doesn't do much. So I would definitely save it for Moira or Sombra, because it will totally cripple them. Like, you should be able to get her to swap. Because she's actually getting value, like she's finding kills, and she has another EMP loaded. So I would just try to be aware of this and save your nade for Sombra. It's like her kryptonite. So you're melting this Orisa just because they have a Moira. Reaper's screwed. You're putting down some good shots right now. Yeah, they don't know you're here. Oh my god, that is crazy that worked, but I know it's a lower rank, so in higher rank, I don't know, something probably would have happened. I mean, they just weren't grouped up for that, so it's like free. I mean, this round is pretty free. But the flank high noons in high ranks very rarely work. I'm just gonna warn you that will not work once you actually start to climb. Like their tank should be on you. You'll get hacked or something. You'll get headshot. It just doesn't work out a lot of the time in higher ranks. All right, so that was a roll. That was an absolute stomp. So let's take a look on how this defense is gonna go. Once again, like I say, beginning of every round, it's always good to see what they have. Play safe. Play cover. Widow shots are really easy to hear, so you don't even really have to peek to hear a Widow. You know, many characters have a very unique sound cues, so a lot of the time you don't even have to look what they have. You can actually just hear for them. And they do have a Widow, so that's why I like to play safe, because if she was a little bit better, you would... Alright. So, look to see what they have in the beginning of the round. This is exactly why... This is why I always say this. You're positioned a little far up here. This is a bad spot for if they have a Widow, which they do. And she peeks top. Your body shot, your Mercy's trying to save you, and this is once again what I was talking about earlier. When you have a Mercy pocket, you want to make sure she can get to you, because now she is picked by their kind of double sniper comp they got going on there, which is truly unfortunate. This guy went Doomfist, even though you've been playing Cassidy the whole game, which is absolutely terrible, because Cassidy's nade absolutely cripples Doomfist.
Thank you,
So that was a crazy res for their Mercy to go. Good nade on the Doom. Yeah, you're just going to come up here and clean them up. Oh boy, are you going to die to mine? You are. So yeah, this is a little risky because your team was down one. If you had a Mercy pocket, I would definitely go for that. But that was definitely a little unnecessarily aggressive, and This kill for them is very good because their spawn is right here. You have to walk way further. So you killing the Widow there doesn't really actually matter that much. They win out in that trade. And yeah, that's about it. And now your Mercy doesn't really have a super strong target to pocket. I mean, she can pocket Mei, but I believe Cassidy's better than Mei to be pocketed. Mercy's going to go down again, and that Mercy dies resing again. But basically as well, see, you're coming back. Alright, your team trades a kill, but you guys still have your tank. They're without their tank, but then your Mercy gets picked. And this is when you back up. This is when I would not engage with this at all. Luckily, this Mercy is... I mean, she has to see you, and yet she still goes for this res, which is just suicide, and Mercy's at higher rank should not do this. Like, you were getting free kill on this Mercy because she's just trying to res whatever she can. And, you know, that res would not even be that valuable in the first place because their spawn is once again right there. But yeah, I definitely would have backed up once I saw the team starting to trade kills, because like I keep saying, their spawn is literally right there. So every trade is a big advantage for their team and not so much your team. So you guys are a little scattered right now. It looks like you're gonna go make a switch. So normally I would say at 71% ult, switching is not worth it, but because you're on Cass, I mean, just screw High Noon. It's honestly fine to throw away High Noon if you feel like you can get more value from a switch. Although, I do feel like Cassidy is better to be pocketed than Tracer. It's going to be hard for your Mercy to keep up with a Tracer. Yeah, so... this is really just cooldown usage. I mean, you blink here, which is good, but you still have your rewind and 2 more blinks. I know you think your Mercy might be able to get you or whatever it may be, but a lot of the time you have to try to play for yourself because, I mean, you can't just assume supports are going to save you every time. Supports might be dealing with a diver. They might be trying to keep the tank up, something like that. So sometimes, especially on like a character like Tracer, you got to fend for yourself and get a health pack. This Widow was also looking directly at you, which sucks, but you do have like another second to react there to either use another blink or rewind. If I'm at like 20 health or whatever you were at, I'm probably gonna just burn the rewind cooldown. Where are you at? You're at 29 health, so like basically anything could kill you, so I would just burn the rewind cooldown. Unfortunate though. It's like your Mei is gonna pick up one, but I think you guys are kind of donezo here. Unfortunately, your Mei ults, which blows, but
almost time for a busy clock.
okay, so now that she has... ooh. Okay. I was going to say, now that she has sights, I would not try to recontest. It'll probably be a shooting range, especially when you guys don't have the tank on the front line. This nano is bizarre. I mean, but you have to try to use it at least. You have to try to contest. Yes, this is good. Their Mercy is like AFK. You at least force out Bob. This is once again like more cooldown usage. Like you die with basically all your blinks. 2 out of 3 blinks, and then you're close to getting your 3rd. So with Tracer, you always just want to try to, you know, stay mobile, stay blinking. You never want to die with your cooldowns on Tracers. Like one of my rules. It's like you want to exhaust absolutely everything before you die. Obviously, that's not always realistic. You'll get one shot, you'll get bursted down by something, but that's a general rule. So once again, I'm just seeing a lot of staggering, both from the enemy team and your team, and this is just a thing at lower ranks. You really just have to communicate that you want to group up, whether that's through voice chat or whether that's through quick communications, because once again, you don't have Mercy right now. Your Mei just got picked. You guys should really just be focused on getting together for a team fight. Like, kills right now will be good for you, although, yeah, you guys really just need to group up. Also, I paused it here. I know I'm saying a lot, but I really just want to do, like, a deep dive into this game. Like, there's a lot going on. Widow up here. You can dash up here as Tracer if you use 2 blinks. A lot of players won't expect that. Jumping from high ground to high ground with Tracer is super good, especially because like snipers will be positioned up here, like a soldier could be up here. A lot of people do not expect you to blink like that. Okay, so you do that. You go to this side. Yeah, so why would it be better to jump right here is because you're already like super close to Widow if you jump right next to her. So it's going to be a lot harder for her to notice, especially if she's scoped in. But if she's scoped in like down looking this way, she's down scoped looking this way and you blink straight across, she's going to see you, which she obviously did. And she was trying to line up a shot on you. Yeah, I would continue to go in on her. Alright, so you got her super low there. Should be able to finish her. I don't think you saw where she went. I would have tried to finish her. You definitely saw when she shot at you. But punching is also super strong on Tracer. Like, she was like 1 health here. Punching to finish a target as Tracer, super important. Melee in general is pretty good, but melee on dive characters is super, super good. Once again, another AFK person that you got to stick on. She just wasn't moving when she got rezzed. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's just the rank. Like people, you just should not be AFK in comp. I'm sorry. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. That should be obvious, but I'm gonna state it because it's happening so much in this game. Okay, so this is not really where you. Yeah. So this is not really where you want to be playing as Tracer right now. You're not really doing much by doing this. If anything, you're just giving Widow a head to shoot at. Like, you're kind of bobbing and weaving around the payload, but like you could easily be one shot. And they have a BAP here and a Mercy here, so it's like you're kind of 3v1ing, like you're distracting them. But you can also hear the ROM behind you that your team is dealing with, so you could turn around and help with him as well. And the Widow does find a target. So you see somebody on high ground there, so you rush them high ground, and there's just way too many on high ground. Yep, I'd back off. Go upstairs and go for a little flank play. I think that would be good. Or I would help with that tank pushing. Yeah. You kind of just AFK'd here while your team was walked on by Rom. And he finds Mercy, which is unfortunate. So at this point, like I'm saying, like your Mercy really doesn't have much of a place in this team comp. Like Tracer is difficult for her to pocket. Reaper is kind of difficult for her to pocket. I would personally switch back to something with a little more range that can compete with these snipers more that Mercy can pocket. So you're looking for the Widow. Your tank went Monkey as well, which is definitely going to be better than Sig here, although it looks like they're going to get it just because Romolf is stupid good. So for multiple reasons, I feel like that pulse was not really the best. I would probably just would have saved it because it looks like you guys were going to lose this anyway, but yeah, you kind of just threw it at nothing. It's fine. Tracer pulses can be very difficult to hit. Like even GM players miss tracer pulses. All right, so we're back on McCree, which I actually think is a good switch. We weren't getting really much value on Tracer, but of course, when we go back to McCree, they swap Lifeweaver, so you no longer have the Mercy. So maybe would have considered calming that you were going back to McCree and maybe get the pocket going again. This is extremely dangerous. Like, a lot of people at lower ranks tend to play McCree as like a flanking character. Like it's good to take off angles, but this one is especially just dangerous because you really just have no teammates right now like helping you. Like everybody is main right now, so it's pretty much like if they turn left and look at you, there's not much you can do. Like, if Bap and Rom turn left, they could probably walk on you and get a kill. Just be aware of stuff like that. And in higher ranks, stuff like this, like, you're an isolated target right now. You will be called out very, very quick. Like, a lot of the times with McCree, I either try to take high ground, or I stick with the team main and just try to pump out decent damage. Because right now, you're not really getting any value from this flank, and your team is kind of massacred. So, yeah. McCree really is not the best flanking character, I would say. I know it's tempting to play him like that sometimes, but yeah, I would just try to resist that temptation. Like, best positioning for McCree, high ground, or honestly with the team, protecting the support with his nade. Good focus on the ROM when he was purple. That was good target priority. Yep, I was going to say you're going to want to look for a nade on this guy. Okay, so this is you have a sleeping target here. You never really want to wake a sleeping target up like this. Like, you basically body shot her, which is like the least amount of value you can get. You either just want to stand right over her and headshot her, or just right click her as McCree, because that will like literally instantly kill her. You just want to do something where it's like impossible for them to survive, because right now you body shot him and obviously he does die. You body shot him, but he does also have a mercy on him, so it's like he could potentially be saved by his mercy. You know, Ana also hits him and clutches up, but basically you want to do something a little more powerful to confirm the kill there, because you did have time. In that situation it didn't matter, but you know, sometimes sleeping targets escape if you don't really take advantage of it, and that can be unfortunate. So now we're positioned up high ground. This is actually a pretty good spot for you. Kind of be like a general lookout. See, you can ping stuff like that. That was perfect. A little bit of rough shots here. I generally typically play on like lower sensitivities when I play on hit scan characters. That may be a little more accurate. This might be big. Yes, good kill with high noon. That was good positioning for a high noon. Alright, you picked both supports. That's solid. It's definitely worth trading a DPS for 2 supports. Your Lifeweaver also had a super solid tree there that they had to fight in. And your Junker Queen cleans up the rest. So, yep, you're in good position on the high ground. And they really don't have much to get to you. They have a McCree, but you can obviously nade him. Or not a McCree. They have a Reaper, but you can obviously nade him as Cassidy. They now have a Tracer. I mean, there's not really much they can do to get to you. You can kind of wreck them if you play back. Yes, definitely go back to your team for heals. You can hear somebody behind you. So, if you guys just listen to the gameplay, you can hear the Tracer footsteps behind you. I definitely would have turned around faster than you did here. Because, you know, footsteps, you might not expect you to be hearing them. You can often catch people off guard just by turning on them from their footsteps. So it looks like they are going to capture this, unfortunately. But you didn't really get rolled or anything, so that's solid. And Junkertown games like this can often be pretty long. So, we're on the Torb here. And your teammate went Pharah, which I don't know how I feel about that on this point, since Widow is often played and you guys don't have a Mercy. And I mean, they have a Widow, but just know that Widow is often played on Junkertown just because there are very good sight lines, especially in first point. There's just a lot of range for her to play with and stay out of danger. So I would oftentimes expect a Widow. You know, certain maps are just Widow heavy. Havana normally has Widows. Junkertown normally has Widows. Okay. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. You know they were running a Widow earlier. I want to play safe and see what's going on. You and Zen are both standing completely still. This is like never good to just really stand completely still like this. If Zen didn't take the bullet for you here, you definitely would have died. She definitely would have gotten you. There's no point in standing still. Even when you're behind cover doing turret like this, just like little AD strafes, if you just spam AD, it's actually pretty OP. Okay. So this is not really the way to be playing Torb. Your turret is an extra for you. Your turret is not the character. You don't just want to... Also, your Pharah got picked, like I said. You want your turret to be like a 6th enemy on the field for them. You want your turret to be another presence. Your turret is not even damaged, yet you're spamming heals on it. And it's being shot now. But you literally used your E. your best ability, really. Just trying to heal your turret, which your turret's at full health, but you E to heal it. So you definitely want to use this ability more proactively. Like if your turret is damaged, then use E to heal it. But honestly, Torbjorn's E is so good. I just use it to shoot off damage. Like it's not really worth it in my opinion to keep a turret alive like this using your E when you can put out so much more damage yourself with an E. So I really never use an E to like turbo heal a turret. Maybe very occasionally, but yeah, not often. That is not a good challenge to take because she has a mercy. If not, I would say go for it. Like, you almost killed her, but just because she has a mercy pocket, I would just say this is not worth it, especially when you're down. Okay. And yeah, you do end up getting picked. You guys should have fallen back earlier, or when they have double sniper like this on Junkertown, a lot of the time I actually fall off high ground and play like in here, around this side, and around this corner. Because this top area is just a little too dangerous when they're running snipers like this. Like, there's just a lot that they can do that would just spell disaster. Like, this cover is so sketchy to play around. Like, you jump, your head is exposed. You're on these staircase. I mean, even here, it's like you don't have full body cover. This cover is just not really ideal when they have all these snipers trying to get you. Another thing on Torb, you know, your turret obviously died, and you have turret up right here. I know you're in a duel, and you don't have it up very long before you die, but I always like to pay attention to that, because you want to have a turret up, you want to have your turret up as, like, basically as much as you possibly can. So, like, basically off cooldown, I try to find a new turret spot, or if I'm in the heat of battle, you know, just throw the turret out there, because it'll take eyes off you and your teammates. They either have to let it get built, which means you guys have a little more damage, or they turn and they shoot it before it's fully built, which means they're not shooting at you or another teammate. So yeah, there's no point in hammering it when it's being built like that. You can't save it. So like, you place it down and it's in its building phase. There's no point in really trying to hammer it while it's still being built up. So that just puts yourself in danger. Definitely don't try to do that. Is your turret glitched? It's like sitting there still, but it's dead. Definitely throw a turret here. This is how you should be using Torb's E to get in their face, although you kind of got ring around a rosied on that wall. Right click, super good at close range. I'm sure you know you are right clicking. I would just try to get in their faces. You guys have Tree of Life right now, so I would definitely just try to get in the Tree of Life and use the shotgun. Torbjorn's shotgun, his left click is good, although at close range, like, his shotgun can just shred, and you guys had Tree of Life, so it would have been a very good time to use his shotgun there. I would often prioritize the shotgun over the left click if you can. So you guys look like you're going to lose this. So I would not push this at all. There's no point in pushing this. You guys need to regroup and get ready for more overtime fights. In overtime, it does not matter if they get the point. You guys just want to stop them as early as you can. It doesn't, like, the points don't matter. Just stop them. So there's really no point in recontesting. You're going to probably die here. This is still a little too far to be up. I would say in higher ranks, you probably would have been picked there. So you guys have your ult and Blizzard. These are actually perfect for getting them off points. Solid. I would definitely Molten Core here. Yep. Good job. Oh, it's unfortunate. Oh, your team sound barriered. Sorry, I get confused with the red sometimes. And you guys are going to clean it up. Okay. The only thing in that fight I would say is probably commit to a Molten Core a little earlier. It was good how you melted Bob with your team. You saw your May Blizzard. I probably would have been aggressive and tried to Molten Core with the Blizzard because I did see that she froze a couple. Alright, we're back on McCurry and we have the Mercy again. Let's see if you guys can wrap this thing up. So you know the Widow's there, and you do have a Mercy pocket, so I see you're looking. Don't stand still. This standing still, you've seen people die. You've died from standing still. This is bad to do against snipers. Don't stand completely still. AD strafe. And this is actually a fine fight for a McCree to take. Oof, but you are picked. She has a pocket as well. But at that range, you can definitely take a fight with McCree. It looks like they're going to win this first fight, but you guys have quite a bit of time. Alright, so now just back up. Just, hide over on the left or go into spawn. Don't challenge. Like, you're literally, the whole team is just kind of dead right now. Yeah, you're taking it easy on these stairs. Watch, your head is going to poke out, though. They can see your name tag. This is dangerous. Yep. They could see your head there. You just weren't really in cover. You were slowly peeking up. They knew you were there. And then you're standing completely still once again. So, like, you look over. Like, right here, you're hardly moving. You're a super easy target for the Widow. Just got to make sure you're strafing, being a hard target to hit for the sniper. Let's see. Yeah, Ram is kind of left alone, so you melt him with the pocket. You want to make sure Mercy doesn't res that. So one thing to be conscious of when they have a Mercy, especially this Mercy, you've already seen her go for so many aggressive reses, and you always want to try to deny res. Mercies get the most value when they're consistently resing their teammates, because it's such a powerful ability. So you kill Ram, and then you see Mercy above. So I know your Diva is diving this BAP, but it's really more important that you try to deny the res. Because Diva can just stuff BAP and it's whatever, but the Mercy resing the tank is a little more a bad thing. Your Mercy actually killed her Widow. Nice. Decent. This is all fine. I think the highlight of this video, or what this episode of the coaching series really focuses on, is where to be position against these snipers and kind of how to play around them as a character. Because personally, I don't really play many sniper characters. I play Hanzo a little bit, but that's very occasionally, so I'm used to trying to play around them on other characters and try to get value while so many sightlines are locked down. Like BAP standing completely still. Do not stand still like that. It's crazy. It is just crazy. And it looks like you guys are going to wrap this up. High Noon is a good Mercy ult killer. Nice. Good shot. Yeah, it looks like you guys are going to wrap this up pretty handily. Good shots at the end. Solid shots. So overall, I would say good game. I think you went Tracer to try to dive the snipers. Although if you don't play Tracer, she's a very mechanically challenging character. So if you aren't used to playing Tracer, I probably would just stay away from her. I mean, it's good to practice her, and if you want to get good at her, go for it, but I would not really take her into comp if you aren't experienced. Cassidy's shots were pretty good. There's a little bit of mispositioning and a little bit of standing still, but besides that, like, your shot is decent. I think the main thing really is just the standing still. Like, how many times was somebody like just standing still, like that Ashe after she got rezzed, or like your Zen when he got sniped? I think that's just the big thing. Like, always try to be a hard target. AD strafing, so spam AD, and when you're looking right at somebody, it's actually very hard for them to hit you, and you can mix it up, you know, hold A, hold D for longer amounts of time, so your strafe just isn't like totally back forth, and you know, when you have like the hand-eye coordination or whatever it may be, you can also start mixing crouches in there with control. It makes you even harder to hit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you could take something from it. This is going to be probably a little bit of a longer one. But I'm glad we could cover like a Junkertown double sniper comp, because these comps can be pretty oppressive, and I've honestly lost quite a bit of games to like a double sniper comp like this. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe for a chance to be coached. It's been Digrex. Peace.